Hello, my name is Marjorie Willow, and I'm working with the Community Development Department with Henry County. And today I want to provide you with some information on a project that we're assisting the department with, the analysis of impediments to fair housing choice. This analysis is a review of Henry County's policies, programs, and laws to determine if they include discriminatory provisions. Because the county receives funding from HUD, it must ensure that it provides access to everyone through its policies, programs, and laws. When we talk about fair housing, we're talking about the right to choose housing free from unlawful discrimination based on a person's race, the color of their skin, national origin, religion, their sex, familial status, meaning if you have children, or a disability. And these protections are covered in federal and state laws, and they protect people from discrimination in housing transactions when you are renting a home, when you're trying to buy a home, when you're trying to get a mortgage for your home, and when you're trying to obtain homeowners insurance. And fair housing laws ensure access for housing for everyone. These are the 7 protected classes included in both the Federal Fair Housing Act and the Georgia Fair Housing Law. They're called protected classes because they're enshrined in both laws, and most of these are personal characteristics that have nothing to do with housing. Many of these you can't control. Therefore, discrimination based on any one of these classes is against the law. Some examples of housing discrimination include when a landlord or a rental property agent asks questions about your religious practices. Whatever religion you practice is none of their business, and that cannot be a determining factor on whether or not you can rent an apartment, for example. If a rental unit is advertised as vacant or a home is advertised for sale, but the agent refuses to show it to you, this could be against the law if they're refusing to show it to you based on one of those protected classes. If a landlord decides to charge you an extra deposit because you have children for fear that the children will cause damage to the apartment, this is against the law. He cannot charge a family with children an extra deposit. And also if a landlord refuses to rent to you because you use a wheelchair, again, for fear that you might damage the unit, cause marks on the wall, or tear up the carpet. Persons with disabilities cannot be denied rental units based on those disabilities. A few demographic trends that I want to present that have occurred over the last 5 or 6 years in Henry County. So by 2016, about half of the population was of a race other than white. By 2021, the majority of residents in Henry County were non-white, with Black African Americans being the largest segment at 45% of the total population. Hispanics have also increased by almost 2% since 2016. In Henry County, there are census areas where there are more than 51% of the population that are low and moderate income. And this is important because in the HUD programs for which the county receives funding, those funds have to be spent primarily on to benefit persons who are low and moderate income. And so on this map, the brownish areas indicate those census block groups where more than half of the population in each of those areas is low and moderate income. The blue lines show the jurisdictional boundaries of the 4 cities in the county. Some level of income inequality exists across Henry County, but there's also indications that there's a significant middle class among Blacks, Asians, and Hispanics, all of who have median household income above the county median household income of $74,600. One of the things that we focus when we are preparing this analysis of impediments to fair housing choice is looking where there are areas in the county where there are high concentrations of both non-white residents and low and moderate income persons. And wherever these two trends overlap, That's where we really want to look to see if there are local policies or programs or statutes that might be impacting housing choice for members of the protected classes who reside in these areas. For example, if a single mother with 2 children lives in the blue area near Hampton, and she would like to move to the area around Stockbridge because she can find a better job there, are there affordable housing options in the area outside of the blue near Stockbridge? Or is her housing choice restricted to where she lives now in a low and moderate income area? People can choose where they want to live, but the question is, where do they actually have choices in Henry County if they want to move elsewhere? So in terms of next steps, there is a survey online that we would be very interested in having you participate in. It's available in both English and Spanish. And this survey asks questions about if you've had any experiences with housing discrimination. And we're interested in learning what you think about affordable housing and fair housing and community needs in Henry County. Then we expect to have a draft analysis of this document available for public review during the month of September, and then a public presentation will be provided in October. If you have any questions, please contact Raven Bodine at the Community Development Department at this email address. Thank you.